Hi all. Another Tim Talk Tuesday here, and this past weekend I got to do something really cool. My daughter and son-in-law came in, and my wife and all of them. We went on a fishing adventure out into the Atlantic with Captain Mike, and it was oh my gosh, it was incredible, and so many cool things happened along the way. When we were on the way out, we went out about 15 miles and got to see some things I'd never seen before. There was a storm off in the distance, and there was a water spout you could see, and we were miles and miles away from it, but we got to still watch something awesome. And all the spray that the water spout pulled up ended up leaving behind a rainbow. And so I was in awe of, here we were in the midst of this huge expanse of water and no land in sight at this point. We saw other boats off in the distance, but it seemed in many ways it could have been just one thing after another in terms of water, but we were able to find beauty in the sky and other stuff. And the fishing was great. We had a wonderful time with that. But then a couple other things come to mind, though, as we were traveling. Is first off is that there's beauty everywhere. And if we take time to look, we'll find it. And it just was an incredible view that moment. Secondly is that, that storm was off in the distance and it passed and didn't affect us at all, actually. But there were times when we have been in the storms and past boating trips. My family and I have had some scary experiences, but the one thing I've come to know is that all storms pass. And even in the midst of the worst, and that sometimes tragic things happen, but every storm passes and we move on and we do the best we can with what's sometimes left after a storm. But every storm I've ever experienced in my life moves on, and there is sunshine again, and there is opportunity again. Another thing that really struck me, though, is when we were traveling out, Captain Mike knew where he was going, and he had a incredible system of GPS and markers on this map, and he could pinpoint to the inch exactly where things were. And that kind of technology just absolutely blows my mind. But I was reminded as we were out there in the great expanse of water in the Atlantic Ocean that sometimes we can be overwhelmed by the lack of direction or the sense of smallness that we would experience while we're out there. But when we have something that's true and trustworthy to guide us, we can navigate just about anything. And it made me wonder what it is that I trust in as I'm trying to figure out the next steps in my life. And do I have a true compass? Do I have accurate GPS as to where things are? And at times I don't. I feel adrift. But at the same time, when I come back to the very core of things that I believe and understand, that there are clear markers of how to move forward. And sometimes it's just taking the next step and moving in a direction that you set your compass to and see what the adventure holds. So I'm convinced that, in the midst of all the craziness that we're dealing with, there is beauty to be found, and there is opportunities to experience things beyond our imagination. And all we have to remember is that no matter how bad it is, it moves forward. There will be days again. There'll be other storms too. In the meantime, we make the most of each day and set our sights on the horizon and where we need to go, and just take the next steps. And one of the things I enjoy most about being on the boat is when we're heading wherever we're going, and feeling the wind in my face and the sea breezes and the sea mist around me brings me a lot of joy. So I hope today you find something beautiful out there. Hope you can ride the waves and remember that no matter what you're experiencing, it's going to pass. And more often than not, there's a rainbow when we get finished. Have a great one.